Good day, everyone. Today, I'm going to explain how to compute income tax due, one of the most important parts of understanding personal finance and taxation. So, income tax is the amount of money that individuals or businesses pay to the government based on their income or earnings. So this money collected from taxes is used to fund public services like education, healthcare, and infrastructure. Before delving into the computation of income tax payable, let us first understand the two key concepts, the gross income and taxable income. First is the gross income. So it is the starting point in computing how much income tax a person needs to pay. It refers to all the money or income that a person earns no matter where it comes. In short, gross income means total earnings before any deductions such as contributions or expenses, where I will be discussing later. So what are the sources of gross income? Gross income has three components. These are the different sources where a taxpayer earns money. Let's go through each one clearly. First is the compensation income. This is the income you earn from an employer-employee relationship. It includes all the payments you receive for the work you do. For example, your monthly salary or wages from your job, bonuses, and 13th month pay that exceeds the 90,000 limit. Then the commissions from sales, the honoraria or allowances for teachers, government workers, and the overtime pay. The second component is the business and professional income. This refers to money earned from running your own business or practicing a profession. In this category, there are no employer or employer relationships. You earn from your own work or business operations. An example of these are store owner earning profit from selling goods, a doctor, lawyer, or accountant charging professional fees, then rental income from the properties you own. And the last component is the passive income. This is income that you earn without actively working for it, meaning the money comes from investment or assets. An example of these are interest from savings or time deposits in bank, then dividends from owning company shares, rental income if not part of business, then royalties from books, music, or invention. Also, it includes prizes and lottery winnings, pensions, or annuity income. So to keep in mind, the components of gross income are as follows. So if the earning is from the work, it is the compensation income. And if the earnings are from business and professional practice, it is business and professional income. And earnings from investments and assets constitute passive income. If there are components, there are also an exemption in calculating gross income. These are incomes or benefits that are exempt from tax, meaning you don't have to pay income tax on them, such as SSS, GSIS, Pag-ibig, PhilHealth, and other government-mandated contributions. These are required contributions that employees and employers make to government agencies. They are not part of taxable income because they are used for benefits like housing or retirement. Next, next exemption is the 13-month pay and other benefits worth 90,000 and below under the trade law. The 13th month pay and other bonuses are tax-free if their total does not exceed 90,000 per year. If it goes beyond the 90,000, the excess amount will be taxed already. Next is de minimis benefit, not exceeding the prescribed maximum amount. So these are small benefits given by employers to employees to promote their well-being. They are not taxable as long as they do not exceed the limit set by the BIR. An example is rice subsidy up to 2,000 per month, then uniform or clothing allowances up to 6,000 per year, and birthday or Christmas gift worth 5,000 and below. Next is the union dues from legitimate labor organizations. Union dues are membership fees made by employees to their labor union. Since these are used for union activities and not personal income, they are not included in taxable income. Lastly is the retirement benefit, pension, gratuities, and etc., which have met the requirements of the law when an employee retires. They may receive retirement pay or pension. If these benefits meet the conditions under the law, like age and years of service, they are tax-free. Example, a person who retires at age 60 after 20 years of service receives 500,000 as retirement pay. This amount is not taxable because it qualifies under the law. Next key term is taxable income. It is the amount that will be used to compute how much tax you need to pay. It is not the same as gross income because before you can calculate your tax, you must subtract certain allowable deductions like expenses, contributions, or exemptions that we tackled earlier, and this will be deducted from your gross income. So to come up with our taxable income, we will use the formula taxable income equals gross income less mandatory government contributions or allowable deduction. So if you are self-employed, meaning you are owning a business or profession, and mixed income taxpayer, meaning you have both a job and a business. To get your taxable income, you can subtract your allowable business expenses or deductions as permitted by the BIR. These deductions help reduce your taxable income so that you only pay tax on your net earnings, not on everything not on everything you earn. For example of this is if you are self-employed and earn 600,000 in a year and your business expenses like rent, supplies, and utilities amounting to 200,000, to get your taxable income, you will subtract 200,000 from 600,000. So your taxable income is 400,000, and it is what the BIR will use to compute your income tax. As what you can see in the screen, this is the updated tax schedule effective January 1, 2023 and onward. It says that on the first column, range of annual taxable income, and the second column is the tax due. So if your annual taxable income is not over 250,000, you are exempted from personal income tax. But if over 250,000 but not over 400,000, your tax due is 15% of the excess over 250,000. And if your annual taxable income is over 400,000 but not over 800,000, your tax due is 22,500 plus 20% of the excess over 400,000. And if your annual taxable income is over 800,000 but not over 2 million, your tax due is 102,500 plus 25% of the excess over 800,000. And if the annual taxable income is over 2 million but not over 8 million, your tax due is 402,500 plus 30% of the exceed over 2 million. And lastly, if your annual taxable income is over 8 million, your tax due is 2,202,500 plus 35% of the exceed over 8 million. So to compute income tax due, we will need income tax due equals taxable income times tax paid. Example, employee with a gross monthly salary of 30,000 and receiving 13th month pay of the same amount. So step 1 is get the annual salary, which is 30,000 pesos times 12 months, so equals 350,000 per year. Step 2 is to get the total annual contribution. So the employee has the following contribution. SSS 800 pesos times 12 months, so equals to 9,600 per year. PhilHealth is 450 pesos times 12 months, so equals 5,400 per year. And lastly, pag-ibig 100 pesos times 12 months equals 1,200 per year. So the total annual contribution is 16,200 pesos per year. So step 3 is get the taxable income. So we need to deduct 16,200 to 360,000 pesos. So it is equals to 343,800. So after that, to get the income tax due, we will go to the tax schedule. So the 343,800 is over 250,000 but not over 400,000. So the employee's tax due is 50% of the excess over 250,000. So step 4 is compute for the annual income tax due. 343,800 minus 250,000. So equals to 93,800. So the excess is 93,800. So we will multiply it to 15%. So the employee's income tax due is 14,070 pesos per year.
Another example, employee with a gross monthly salary of 100,000 and receiving 13th month pay of the same amount. So step 1 is get the annual salary. 100,000 times 12 months equals 1,200,000 pesos. And the step 2 is since the employee receives 13th month pay of 100,000 which exceeds the 90,000 limit, we will deduct the 90,000 to 100,000. So we have the difference of 10,000 that we will be adding to 1,200,000. So we have the sum of 1,210,000. So the step 3 is compute the total annual contributions. The SSS is 800 times 12 months, 9,600. PhilHealth is 900 times 12 months equals 10,800. Pag-ibig is 100 pesos times 12 months. So we have 1,200. pesos per year. So the total annual contributions is 21,600 per year. And the step 4 is get the taxable income. So we will deduct the annual contributions to the gross income. 1,210,000 minus 21,600 equals 1,188,400 subject to income tax due. So we will go back to tax schedule again. So the 1,188,400 falls over 800,000 but not over 2 million. So the tax due is 102,500 plus 25% of the excess over 800,000. So last step is compute for the annual income tax due 1,188,400 less 800,000 equals 388,400. So the 388,400 we will multiply it with 25%. So we have the product of 97,100. So to get the income tax due, we will add 102,500 plus 97,100. So the employee's income tax due for the year is 199,600.
So it is how we compute our income tax due per year and how to use the tax table. So that's all. Thank you for listening.